I guess it's safe to say that it's not always about the business, right? You always have to have heart and passion to connect and build relationships. So
Have to have a heart and you have to have that person behind it. Even with all that planning, we set that aside and we still have to pay attention to what's happening to make social media what it is. It's the human side of it. I'll start. My name is Cassie Allen. I'm with Wheatley Creek Services. I'm the COO, and I've been with Wheatley Creek for a little over a year. Actually, June's going to be my second year. But Wheatley Creek's been around for 4 years. We just started our fourth year, and we're located in Granby, Colorado. And we provide home services, and we specialize in painting, handyman work, and cleaning, residential and commercial. In fact, last year, 2024, we were voted Best of Grand in Grand County, which we're super stoked about from our community voting for us, but also our team pushing us through and getting us those great awards. So we're super stoked about it. And today we're meeting with Elmery, and Elmery goes by Mary, so I'll probably call her Mary through the interview. But Mary joined us about a year ago and has really dived into helping us with our customer service and also social media. We can talk about both today, but we'll focus on social media. But I kind of wanted to hand it over to you and just let you do your own introduction.
yeah, so hello everyone. Again, thank you so much for having me here. My name is El Mary Dela Cruz. You just call me Mary. Just as Cassie mentioned, I joined the Quick Creek last October of 2023. Yeah, it feels like it's New Year, right? 2025. So it feels like more than that. So since I work with Willie Creek, we become part of the community that's been never been the same. I am the client happiness specialist. So I usually take on calls like take in inbound, outbound calls and respond to emails, customer inquiries, and social media as well. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and to add to that, before Mary joined our team, and this is embarrassing to mention, but there's an end goal, there's an end story to this. When we started, we probably had 25 to 30% of our calls answered, which is so low, and that means that a lot of people didn't get their response, and they didn't get a person, and they were either emailing us or they were going to our website. Since Mary has started, we're at over 90%. So the majority of our phone calls are now answered. Mary's the happy face and the smile that's behind the phone, and our people are now connecting to us through a person instead of just everything being digital. So that's really stepped up our game in customer service, and it's been amazing over the last year to see those numbers increase.
That's great to hear. Thanks so much.
Heck, yeah, absolutely. Tell me what a typical day looks like for you, or if a day is too small, we could do a week.
A typical day, like I usually start with checking social media, like notifications, like messages or comments, also to respond accordingly. And I would also do some research for content ideas or checking on what trends, as well as I would plan to schedule posts. And also, it's important to have that collaboration with my mentor, with you, of course, and the team. So that's typically what my day looks like.
Very cool. Tell me like a surprising part that people may not know about managing social media.
I have been thinking of what could be my answer for this because I'm not sure if this is something like would be surprising. But what I can think of is that you have to keep everything in balance. And what I mean by that is, of course, we have to strategize, to keep our business goals. So you have to also pour or give your heart out. I guess it's safe to say that it's not always about the business, right? You always have to have heart and passion to connect and build relationships. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's really important, and I'm glad you brought that up because we actually use a lot of tools, and we'll get to tools in a minute, but we plan our social media in advance. Like by the time the first of the month comes over, we've already planned and you've created everything and everything's laid out, which is great. But even with all of that planning, there's always that human part that comes in. So somebody's going to leave a comment or there's going to be an interaction, and you have to have a heart and you have to have that person behind it. Even with all that planning, we set that aside and we still have to pay attention to what's happening to make social media what it is. It's the human side of it, and there has to be a lot of heart and community, especially because we're in a very small community. With that said, that's actually an interesting thing. Tell the people where you're from.
I forgot to mention that. I am from Philippines, Manila, Philippines to be exact. So I was born and raised here.
And tell the community how you learned about Grand County and all of the towns in our community.
Always, share what our local history look like. You would also share blog posts and social media posts for me to have, a better picture of what it looks like. We also did for each town in Grand County, like we did some local history in it. Like we did it for the past couple of weeks or months that we posted through our social media, and that's how I learned more about Grand County and the mountains and snowy and all of that stuff and people and the community. So yeah, I think that's how.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the first projects Mary had to do when she joined with us was to create a landing page for each town in our community. So starting with Winter Park, she would go and she had to research Winter Park. She had to research like the top 10 things to do in Winter Park. And of course, any of the things that she came up with, she would come back and we would go back and forth and talk about what those things were. But she also looked into the history. And this was for each town. I will say one of the hardest towns was Partial because it's the smallest. But she did come up with a list of 10 things. If you go to our website, wheatleycreek.com, and you click on communities, you can look up each of the towns and see the pages that she created. But in doing that, you learned a lot about not only the towns, the history of the towns, things to do in the towns, but also the location of where they are from where we're located in Granby and where like Winter Park is and how far it is versus Kremling and versus Grand Lake.
But
Yeah. And then I also know that you follow a lot of the local social channels like Destination Granby, going and seeing like being able to see if it snowed today, right? Like if somebody calls and they need a snow plow, like you don't know unless you're looking at the weather or you're looking at like something like Destination Granby posting about like their latest videos or whatnot.
to take a look at and share, and for us to be aware of what's the current weather, and whatnot. So which is really a good
Yeah.
thing.
Tell me some tools that you use when doing like our social media.
Use Canva, CapCut most of the time, like in making social media content. And aside from that, we also use ChatGPT to get captions or um, like how we can get some ideas. So yeah, most of the time it's Canva, CapCut, ChatGPT that I use for making social media content.
Can you walk through how we are using AI has become a lot more and more into what we're doing and into our processes, and I think that we're just going to continue to see that grow. I feel like a lot of it is a lot of people are still uncomfortable with it because it's so new, but I also feel like it is like back in the 90s when the internet came out and people didn't want to mess with it because the internet was scary, and now everybody knows what the internet is. AI is kind of starting to become that. In fact, it's already starting to inch on how here in America how we are with Google, where Google's like 95, 99% of the searches are through Google, and I feel like AI is starting to pull from that. So we're starting to see like more and more things that are done in AI. In fact, I mean, I did a webinar yesterday and sent it out, and it was on how to create your own chatbot, which is really interesting. We also use it in our customer service, answering our phones when Mary's not able to answer the phone because she's on the other line or she's off for the weekend. We have an AI bot that also answers those calls. With that said, I know that you use it to help create videos. Can you kind of walk through that process of how you use AI to create videos for us?
Yeah, because we have this prompt that we use for AI. It's either we use Vid or ChatGPT. Like we use a prompt. We have a prompt that we specify to make sure that it's for our audience, it would be for Grand County to make sure that it's local and we're reaching and we're connecting to the right audiences. And so Yeah, so we use a Palm and Veed to make AI videos.
You've gotten really good at them. Like I feel like if you look at our first videos that we posted and then the ones that you're doing today, they're amazing.
So much for appreciating.
Yeah, we actually just launched you just over the weekend. I believe it launched on Saturday. Our first home care minute. And that's going to
Oh,
roll out in 2025. We're going to have a few more. But that first video was Izzy. And of course, there's stumbling blocks, but it's our first one. So I'm sure a year from now, we're going to see that those improved as well. Um, but we've already got really good feedback on that. And it was Izzy's first video, which was really exciting.
I think people loved it. We got some comments. They love the tip. I think people love getting tips online, so it's very helpful.
Tell me a little bit more about like what you think are like our audience is most engaged in. What are you seeing that what we put out, like what is it that people are interacting with the most?
For interactions. Whenever we post like our team pictures, that's that's when they put on comments, as well as whenever we post something local or we share something local with, especially with the history going on. I think that's those are the posts that tend to get more reactions.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's more comments on those and I feel like I hear in the community when I'm at like networking events that I hear more people talk about those things that are either with our face in it, so it's more personalized, or that as like a local history or a local story, like you said. Like people, I feel like definitely latch onto and react better with those local stories. Where are we finding inspiration right now? Where like what is your go-to for find inspirations for from month to month to coming out with new content?
Yeah, I would love to actually put this in highlight because this is very crucial. Like it's not just all about me working on the background, but teamwork is always important. We make decisions together, but so long as it's authentic and it when if it's aligned with our brand values, then we'll go for it. And how do we get that inspiration? Is of course we dig through by doing some research, checking on local websites like what we mentioned earlier, like the Grand County website or through Facebook posts. And then we also check on what current trends, right? Especially now that we're in year 2025, we keep up with the trend as well.
And then I would say also that we go and we dig into other businesses that are in our industry that are bigger than us, right? So we find like our favorites on social media. I love to go to Instagram, and if I find like one of our plumbers, I can't think of what their names are. It's the one where the if you go to their page on Instagram, it's like all blue branded, and they it's all the guys
Oh, yeah.
have their like shirts on and then their trucks, and like it's a plumbing company, but oh my gosh, they're so branded and it's beautiful. I wish I could think of who their name is. We're gonna have to throw that in, but they're one of our inspirations, right? Love them. But we've tried to find like companies that are really good at branding their social media and try to find ideas from them. And so going back to AI, that's another one, right? Because you can really go into AI and ask a simple question like, give me 10 new ideas that I can go after for social media this month or this year, right? And pull from there. And then you could even go specific and say, hey, show me the top 10 accounts in Instagram for plumbing. And then you can go and you can look at those and pull ideas from those. So we tend to use AI a lot to help pull in those ideas, and then we go and look and see what other companies are doing and get ideas from there. So I think that's a really good business tip to share with other local businesses for growing their social media too. So you've been with us over a year now. In that year, is there a favorite campaign that you've worked on?
Yeah, absolutely. I was preparing for like a social media post because I would love this is something that we should be proud of, right? But just to share, it was really, when we created or when we posted, we Wheatley Creek won the 2024 Best of Brand for three categories in a row. And that's right. That's three categories in a row. And not to mention, yeah, always proud of that. Not to mention
Yeah.
that painting and handyman. So that's really a most favorite part of doing the post that we did, because it's really a greatest one of the our greatest achievements. But aside from that is from last year, we also did the give back, year of giving back. I think we
Oh yeah.
started that back in January as well. I was scrolling through our previous contents or campaigns, and I look forward and I saw that, and I was like, oh, it's been a year. And I know we did like for every like in our Facebook page, like we would donate like $1.
Yeah.
So that's also one of my favorite campaigns. So
You're
this
right. I totally forgot about that. That was last year this time, and we ended up, I don't even remember how much we donated, but we donated um I think we donated $100 to Mountain Family Center, right? It was the senior center.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
which is part of Mountain Family Center, but we donated, I believe, $100 to the senior center. We didn't get that many likes. We were hoping for more, but you know what? It was new. We should definitely look at trying that again. I really like that one too. It's really super socially engaging. Let's look and see, like, I don't know, Teacher Appreciation Day, I think is March or May. We could do something for teachers. I don't know.
Mhm.
Let's look at different things that are coming up. I really like that idea, and I forgot that we even did that. That was a fun one.
To give back to people, to our community. So it's just great. It's rare to find some company with doing that. So it's something I look
Yeah. Can you talk to me about how you plan out um, how is our plan for social media? And if that's too vague, let me know. I can go into it. But I was trying to leave it vague to see where you would start.
yeah, we create a calendar ahead of time, of course, before I think we do it like at least second week of the month, and then we do brainstorming, and we finalize it once it's been finalized, and we do the creative, like the actual content. Then we schedule it, and then if there's more to that or anything we come up like something new or some new ideas, then we include that in our post as well. That's it.
And how many posts are you doing per week on average right now?
I think we're more than our goal. I think previously our goal is just like 3 times a week, but we're doing more than that. I think like 4 or 5 times.
Isn't that neat? Like I feel like our goal definitely started at three, but I feel like it's a lot more. Which is interesting because three at first felt overwhelming, and then we rock and rolled through that no problem.
We're getting more engagement, and recently we just hit like 700 Facebook likes on
That's
our
huge.
and now we're almost 800. So that's something to
Yeah.
celebrate, right?
Good. Good. Hopefully we're celebrating 1,000 this year. That'd be great.
Yeah. Way to rock.
Yeah. So what's your favorite part of your entire job and everything from customer service to social media to the videos? What's your favorite part?
Favorite part is of course um being able to connect with people. Like I work for like almost more than 5 years, working as a similar to what I'm doing before, like talking to people, doing customer service. So it's always that my passion, to connect with people and to build relationships. I also love to hear good or positive feedback, because it's what really keeps us motivated, like make us what we do. As well as being able to see how we make impact, or like how our services became or become a resolution. Like we're not just helping our customers, but also we're helping our community. That's always been my favorite part,
I
honestly.
agree. And I feel like actually we just had a meeting this morning. And in that meeting, we were talking about over the course of 2024, we did a heck of a job stepping up our customer service and putting people in place like Mary to answer our phones. We just hired a salesperson to help with answering all of our incoming leads. And we have a inspector that goes and makes sure that our cleans are top notch too. So like we really have a great team in place to make sure that our customer service is kicked up. We go to as many community events as we can to make sure that we're part of the community and we're giving back as many times as in many ways as we can. But 2025, we want to step it up even more, right? We want to handhold even more. And by that, I mean, like, not just calling us and you're in our system and then we give you a quote, you approve the quote, we clean your house, and then we send you an invoice and we're done. Like, we want to build a relationship. We want to get to know our clients and our customers, and really be a resource that they can trust and learn that we do more than just clean your house. We can come in and we can help with the maintenance. We can help with painting. We can help with all sorts of things. In fact, if you can call Mary and you could say, can you do this? And Mary will let you know if we can do it or not. So it's really great to be able to be like a one-stop shop as far as home services. And I feel like we're definitely going to step that up in 2025. What's your secret to motivation?
Well, for me, having a goal with determination really comes along the way. And that's what really keeps me motivated. So I'm keeping that goal. You know, growth. My goal is really growth. To have a career growth, personal growth, and yeah, and having a determination as well. So it really gets me motivated. So.
And we are having our team goal meeting this Friday, and then our individual goals will start coming up after that. So those are coming out, and I think we have some killer goals for our social media. So between the two of us, we'll work on those, and we'll rock 2025. And can't wait to see what we make of it, because we did a killer job in 2024. You did a killer job in 2024. Met all your goals, more than met. They went through the roof. They were amazing. So yeah, definitely looking forward to working on those with you. Um, just wanted to kind of wrap up. Tell me a fun fact about you.
There's a lot to share, but I think this is just so funny because this month is my son and my birth month. So the fun fact about me is that my son and I share almost the same birthday, and we usually like plan to celebrate it as one. And not to mention, we're already planning to celebrate it on his day, on his birthday. And I think it's also being practical at the same time. I don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? I had one more question before we wrapped up. And this was a funny one. If you didn't come up with an answer, that's okay. But I know Izzy will appreciate it, so I have to ask it. Did you happen to come up with, as a community manager, a theme song for our community?
Oh, of course. I have.
Yay!
Not, it wasn't hard for me to think of.
Oh,
And
good.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the song. It's called "The Gift" by Jim Brickman. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but
I don't know if
that's
I know
what
it either, but I'm going to look it up.
yeah. Because guys, how ungrateful I am. As much as I would love to always say that to you every day, but that's how grateful and how thankful I am to be able to work with such great employers, mentors, even a friend, right? In a community. So it has always been it has always never been the same since I worked with the Creek. I was able being part of the community. I never felt alone, even I'm working remotely. I know, we're thousands of miles away, but I never felt alone. He always had a time to connect with me. So that would be my song because there's a lyric there that says, "I'm thankful for every day for the gift." So
I love it. I will definitely take a listen and I will get back to you. I just did a Google search and I have it on my computer, so I will get back to you. But we are so grateful you're here. We talk about you all the time. I want to give a shout out to Melody Edwards, who is with Home Service VA. She's one of the owners of Home Service VA. And she's actually how we found you. I am friends with her on Facebook. I actually just did a podcast with her as well. We stay in contact with each other, and super grateful for her. She's huge into AI, but she's rocking and rolling with her business. And that's exactly how we were able to connect with you. And we couldn't be more grateful. We're so glad you're here. You've absolutely turned our business around, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for us. And thank you. Thank you for everything you do. And thanks for meeting with me and connecting with me on this. And can't wait to see what next steps are.
thank you so much. There's so much more to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And we'll connect soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was so fun talking to you. And we look forward for what's coming.
Yeah, that works.